You guys see that?
Confirm.
Cool, cool. All right, Boone, take it away.
Alright, this is mission in the pop. Oka strike on the Munich airbase, which is along the western coast of Croatia. It is a 5-flight package, 1 Oka strike, 2-time deed, 2-time TARCAP. 1 second, let me scroll down.
Are you going off the slides, or are you doing your own thing? Just tell me what slide to go to.
Oh, are you I have the slides up too, so I'm on game plan right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I guess back up one, Chrissy, because I was going off the briefing in the game too. I have like everything up. All right, so we'll do it. We'll do it with the slides because that's I don't want to buck the trend. So situation. The background is Croatia is invading Bosnia. We must protect our fatherland. Friendly situation is F-16 Block 15s, 2 squadron of them. We also have friendly Harriers and A-10s. There are no AWACS. So what that means, gentlemen, is we need to ensure that we visually ID a target before engaging. So flight leads, positive identification. The only way to overrule that requirement is if the flight lead tells you to go BVR. And I'll leave that up to the flight lead discretion. Our ground forces consist of mostly infantry and a small armored reserve. We have SA-3s, SA-6s, SA-10s, and some Buk 11s in a limited supply. The enemy situation is MiG-27s and MiG-23s, as well as MiG-25s and Su-24s. Last week, we encountered 27s and 23s in a pretty good number, as well as the Su-24s. Now, I will tell you this. Last week, we had a lot of fratricide. Also, some of it was from the AI. So when you're rippling sparrows, ensure that you have a positive ID of the target. I'm going to leave loadout in the flight lead. So, Chrissy, whatever you think you need for the Oka strike, go ahead and do it. Abe and Floppy, whatever you need for deed, go ahead and take your loadout. As planned, it's AGM 65s on a pop-up, as well as for Cobra, CBUs taken out, moving mud near the airfield. Copy that, Abe?
Copy.
Tar caps, we're going to take a loadout of 221. We're going to have 2 AIM-120s, 2 Sparrows, and 2 heaters. All right, go down to mission slide, Chris. All right, so as I said, Oka strike on the Munich airbase. It's 1100 hours daytime. Should be pretty clear throughout the entire mission. Down to game plan. All right, so since we only have a 2-man second tar cap, here's how I want to do it. I want Warhawk 1 to set up a grinder between steers 7 and 4, as well as the target steer point. We're going to go, element 1's going to go clockwise, element 2 counterclockwise. We're going to do that at high altitude. Hexagon, I want you to take your flight down to the deck to cover the Oka strike and scan the airfields from a low altitude. You copy?
All right.
All right, you can set up your grinder however you see fit, but there's only 2 of you, so I would suggest staying together and just circle the airbase covering the strike. Cobra 1 and Spade 1 are deed mission. My suggestion would be Spade 1 to go in first and try and knock out the radars for the SA-3s with your AGM 65s, and then Cobra 1 follow on with their Mavericks and CBUs to take out moving mud, so Viper 1 can go in and destroy the runway. Obviously, Chris, you know how to do Oka, bro. Your primary target's the runway. Crater it so we can limit their ability to launch project air power against us.
Yeah, check.
I don't think we have a flight lead for the other Oka, or the other deed. Hammer.
Floppy's not here?
I don't see him in the list. I mean that was kind of an optional flight anyway, since its objective was to Oka the other airbase. So we could just
It's down as
hold
a
some.
deed. It's a deed mission.
Sorry, to deed the other airbase.
Okay, Moody, you here?
Yeah.
You know how to Oka strike?
I mean, yeah, I could join that flight.
All right, go ahead and slide in there.
Who's flight?
You're gonna slide in under Kraus and Viper1.
Viper1.
Air brake and cursor, slide into the tar cap. You copy air brake?
Yeah, copy.
Okay, go down to the intel.
So you're gonna scrub that deed? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna scrub the deed and only have Cobra, who has the AGM-65s and CBUs, to schwack the mud for you.
So okay.
Or, I mean, are you not confident to get in without a second deed mission?
I mean,
Because they were going to the other airbase center.
I mean, I can do this with like myself. So like, I think there's not as much defenses as like there could be pop-ups, but we're not going to need all of that on. We could possibly hit the other airbase. You could even have that deed try to Oka the other airbase after they kill the SA-3. I mean, if you look at the terrain, it's very mountainous and it's very easy to attack that northern airbase. The western one is dangerous as fuck, and it's going to require like a.
So you're talking about Udbina?
Udbina, if you look at the terrain, it's got lots of spots where you can just pop over a hill and drop bombs, and if there's an SA-3 there, you can kill it easily. I mean, they could potentially deed and Oka that other base. It wouldn't be that hard. The western thing needs like a full dedication of force because it's dangerous as fuck. It's flat. There's all sorts of other strategic targets there that probably have air defenses defending them.
Yeah.
But Cobra should be able to handle that one.
Yeah, Cobra should be fine. Like I would.
Well, yeah, I got Cobra and Viper going to the west airbase.
Correct.
I mean, you could just have the other flight as a deed with Mark 82s as well, and they could hit the airbase probably up there. It's up to you. But
who do I need? So let's do this. Hexagon, you feel confident in taking out that airbase as a deed mission if we change your flight to a deed?
I mean, I'm out if we change it to a D. That's just my preference.
You're out?
I mean, I wouldn't really want to. I wouldn't want to do that. I'd switch with anyone who wanted to lead the D.
Well, I need somebody to lead Spade 1. So out of Moody, Airbrake, and Cursor, who wants to lead it?
Well, if we've already shuffled everyone to other flights, we could just continue and hit this one airfield. Right? That gives us one dedicated Oka flight, one dedicated Deed flight, and 2 tar caps. That should work just fine. Yes? Viper and Cobra continue as fragged. We just scrub Spade.
Yeah, we're gonna scrub Spade.
Okay, and we don't need to
because
shuffle
we got
things
nobody
around.
stepping up to lead. So Airbrake, are you here? If you're trying to speak, I'm not hearing you, bro. But just confirm that you've slotted in under Viper 1.
We can start this later,
Yeah,
too.
I would just continue on.
Okay. All right, so go to the intel Zemunik, which is Croatian for floppy penguin. If you look at where the low blow and launcher and man pads are, they're pretty clustered together. So Cobra flight, excellent chance to GBU a bunch of fucking air defense there.
What's a GBU?
Or CBU. Sorry, cluster bomb it. You guys have cluster bombs. Shut up, Raz. And then, Chrissy, you're going to take out the runway, and then any other targets of opportunity you see needed on the airfield, fuel, ammunition. All right?
Yep.
All right, tar cap, as I said. So now, Hex, you have 3 people in your flight. I want you to still go ahead and low-level watch Zoomerk Airfield, and for any pop-up groups coming up to take out the Oka and the Deed, we'll stay high and cover the entire package from about Angels 25 for any aggressors coming in from outside the operating area.
Sorry, I have a quick question.
You better have a fucking banjo, too.
I don't. It's next door. Which airbase do I join that? I'm trying to get my shit squared away.
Sarajevo, bud. Sarajevo.
Okay.
Yep. It's like the 150th or something.
153rd.
153rd. Okay. So strike leads. Are we good on approach to target and what your targets are?
So the only thing is there's 2 strategic SAMs that are gonna fire at those guys if they're high altitude. Because you said they would fly between 4 and 7, which is within the SA5 and SA10 range. I mean, if you kill the SA5, if someone kills the SA5, it'll probably be fine, but they would have to do that.
That SA5's at Zumanik?
No, it's at the marker here, Helens. So, I mean,
okay, southwest of Tier 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they could kill it, but they're going to have to kill it. If there's a cap flying around at high altitude between 4 and 7, they're going to get shot.
Yeah. You can also notch an SA5 by sneezing at it. But that's Tarkat's prerogative.
Yeah, we're going to proceed as is. If it gets feisty, we'll just hit the deck and cover from there. I just don't want any of the MiG-23s coming in from the northeast and getting the drop on us. Chris, since you're pretty much an expert at this, you want to talk about the pop-up profile?
I'll just brief that in my flight brief to save some time.
Alright, roger that.
Unless anyone else is doing pop-up stuff.
I believe it's you guys.
Yeah. So I'll just do it in my flight brief.
Alright, roger that. Air threats. Air threats, as I said earlier, from Zemunik, we might have scramblers, MiG-25s. From Udbina, which is Croatian from Sexy Penguin. MiG-23s and Su-24s. The target area has known SA-3s at each airbase, AAA, manpads. So when you're doing your pop-ups, watch those manpads. You have limited flares. So flare during your pop-up, and then on exfil.
We shot down one of our own guys.
Rules of engagements, like I said, PID unless your flight lead tells you to go BVR. But shit, man, if you go BVR, you better fucking make sure.
We shot down one of our own guys today. It's tough enough to go out there and stick it to the enemy day after day without having to worry about your own guys killing you. Make sure you know what you are shooting at before you fire.
Any questions from the flight leads?
No.
Alright, comms real quick. Kraus, Victor 15.
What?
VHF 15? Or do we not do comms anymore?
No, that's handled by the package automatically sets all that shit up. You don't have to go over that stuff.
Oh. Okay.
The BMS handles that internally.
Aren't they fancy?
Yeah.
Let's see. Landing priority is any bent birds or low fuel, followed by the strike packages, because the tar caps are going to stay and make sure everybody egresses, and then we'll come in after the strike packages. Any other questions? All right, let's break up into our flights.
So we actually want to do IVC checks. I don't know if people have split up yet. We want to do a quick IVC checks before we split up into the flight briefs.
Oh, I thought we were going to do that before we hit 30. My bad.
Let me just... Okay, so we'll go through the flight brief, starting with Viper. Viper1-1.
Viper 1-3.
Viper 1-4.
Cobra 1-1.
Cobra 1-2.
Cobra 1-3.
Cobra 1-4.
No speed.
My BMS crashed. Give me 1 second.
Okay, go for Warhawk.
Go for Warhawk 2.
Warhawk 1-3.
Warhawk 1-4.
Hammer 1-1.
Hammer 1-2.
Hammer 1-3.
Hammer 1-4.
Okay, so I don't have a 2 in Viper 1. I don't know. Is someone not slotted right now?
Viper 1-2.
Who is that? What's your name?
It's a
Falcon.
Vicon. I just try to communicate over the IBC. I wasn't heard.
No, I heard you. So, but you're not slotted in, right?
I am, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Asaf.
Are you?
That's my name.
That's your actual name. Okay, sorry. I thought that was an AI. And then
So you're missing Warhawk 1 and 2.
Yeah, Warden 2 and 1-1.
I think there's a. Who are we supposed to have in Cobra 1-4?
That's me, Domestos.
Domestos.
Okay. Oh, you. Okay. All right. I thought Airbase was there. Okay. I was missed. Okay.
All right.
Warhawk 1-2.
Gotcha. Okay, so the only one we need is Warhawk 1-1, and he can do that when he unfucks himself. All right.
Yeah, it's giving me server timed out, so I'll figure it.
We believe in you.
All right, let's split into the flight briefs. Please follow your flight lead to a fun, exciting place. Who deleted my fucking flight channels? Hello.
Hello.
All right, so I need you guys prepared to copy notes because this mission has a very specific attack profile, and if you don't follow it, you will die. You will literally blow up. You will be shot down. So ideally, you would have like a sticky note or a piece of paper that you could tape onto your monitor or something, but otherwise, just have some way of referencing or remembering this profile that we're gonna do. So we're Viper 1. We're the last to take off. And we're going to be floating up there at medium altitude. We're going to push at medium altitude to right before Cirrus 4 is, like in where the SA-10 ring is. We're going to do a very steep dive to nap of the Earth altitude before we enter the SA-10 ring. And we're then going to... from there, remain nap of the Earth. And we're going to perform a non-computed pop-up attack onto the target area. So, here's the procedure for that, okay? I'm going to put this into the... voice chat channel above here. So what you're going to do is, after you get to the IP, you're going to reference the target steer point, and then you're going to be in CCRP mode. You're going to be looking at the range to target. When you're 4 nautical miles off from the target, you're going to roll right to 30 degrees, and in this jet, it's easy to see that. Like, the gun cross will just say 30. Once it says 30, and there's a line pointing to the left, you're 30 degrees off. You're going to roll right to 30 degrees. You're going to maintain a speed of over 500 knots. And then at 3 nautical miles from the target, you're going to do a 5.5 G pull to 3,500 feet. You're going to get tally on the target to your left 10 o'clock. And you're going to roll in for final pickle, either using CCRP or CCIP. I'll leave that to your discretion. I find CCRP is pretty good for this. Then you're going to do a maximum performance brake turn to the right and reference heading 020 while slicing down to nap of the Earth. And then you're going to, after like a mile or so, you're going to turn right and reference the IP. Okay, I'm gonna go over why we're doing this in a second, but if you don't follow this profile, you're probably gonna fucking die. The target's defended by an SA-3. It's defended by other SHORADs, probably, and AAA. There could be a Shilka there. There could be SA-15. Who the fuck knows? There could be all sorts of things on the target. If you recon the target, so if you right-click next to it and go to recon, you'll see that there is a platoon of ZPU-3s on the south side of the threshold where we're going to be attacking. So if we were to roll off left, we would be going directly into the WES of that platoon of ZPU-3s. And to the southwest of those is a SA-16 next to the grouping of launchers. So that is like a death zone. If you roll off left, you're going to be dead. Rather, what I want you guys to do is we're going to pop up offset to the right of the runway. Okay, that's what 30 degrees to the right is. So we'll basically be co-located or parallel to that highway that's running west to east. When we run in, you'll pickle your bombs. One pass, both bombs we're gonna use Mark 84s. Both of them will come off at once. Then you're just gonna pull as hard as you possibly can to the right. Don't worry about overgeeing the jet or anything. Just don't worry about a jettison or cat switching your cat condition or whatever. Just fucking pull as hard as you can to the right. Pop flares. And once you're on the deck, and get as low as possible, once you're on the deck, pop more flares. Get some distance, start to turn right. Get like a mile separation from the target. Start to turn right, and then reference the IP and flow back to the IP. And then when we're at the IP, past the IP, go back to the cap steer point. We'll rejoin there, and then we'll RTB. We'll go up to altitude at the cap steer point.
Cool.
So that's the plan.
Do we have any concerns about separation? Are we all going to flow in one after the other, or?
Yeah, we're going to be tight on each other's asses. So, like, this is going to be something where we're going to be, like, about a half a mile, not even less, like, I would say quarter-mile separation, about 2,000 feet separation between each call sign. And we're all going to pop up staggered by, like, a second or so.
So number 4 is going to take all the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the only. Cool. The only other way to hit this target is for.
It's like from low to high, just like popping the MK84 and just like going back.
Yep.
What if we swing one element in the opposite way?
Yeah, so you mean go north? Go north and then...
Go around north and come in west and then break off north as well.
So we could do that, but the thing is that this is a hostile area, so...
I get that, but...
That road there, north, is potentially having mechanized units on it. We don't know. It's a risk thing. It could... So what we could do is that... the first element might offset 30 degrees to the right at the IP rather than at 4 miles. That would give a good separation, and then they would attack from the northeast, and the other element would attack from the northeast. That would give us some like multi-axis attack stuff going on.
Can we do that? I prefer it. Then at least we don't have all 4 jets, in a nice line, and freaking AI can just us.
We can do that. So what we'll do is myself and number 2 will offset 30 degrees at the IP. Then we'll reference our target steer point from there. The only issue with that is that we're overflying that fucking road, and if there's any mechanized infantry on that road, we're gonna have to even offset more to the right, and sort of go. You see that little town that's just north of the 8.5 marker on the flight path?
Yeah.
If there's mechanized infantry on that road, we're gonna have to go even further north, and then come around from the northeast. So we'll try that. We'll see how it goes, but I will say this, like, this is a dangerous mission. Like, you could get hit by AAA. There's a reason why they don't do this anymore in real life. They use JDAMs. So,
fair enough.
It's dangerous. Like, it's not going to be... This is what they did in the 70s. Like, they were doing crazy shit like this. So if the deed does their job, which I'm hoping they do, we should have an SA-3 destroyed, and hopefully they kill the ZPUs or drop. What would be really great is if they could drop a Mark 84, right in the middle of those launchers where the SA-16 is. That would be awesome, because then it will be really safe to attack. But we'll see.
All right, so you just call on the fly, maybe then, and if you want to offset early, then just say.
Now I want everything to be brief now, because it's gonna be too intense during the ingress. It's gonna be too crazy. So I'll make the call on this now. When we get to the IP, myself and number 2 will offset 30 degrees to the right. Okay. The other guys will continue to 4 miles, and then you'll offset 30 degrees to the right. Okay. And
just have one question about the IP.
Yep.
Just want to know, what is the position of the IP? Is it 0.6 or something else that I'm not aware of?
Steer 5 is the IP.
Copy. Okay.
But that's not your
That's not your
final
reference. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not your final attack position. What your final attack position is going to be is 3 miles, offset 30 degrees to the right. That's so follow the sort of the stuff I put into the channel is the attack profile.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, a really good training video somewhere on the internet, eh?
Yeah. I wonder who made that.
I wonder. Cool. I think it'll work.
Okay. So I want to stress one thing, which is, you know how I said we're gonna do a brake turn and then we're gonna flow out 020. The reason for that, and this is, your instinct this is what your instinct is going to be. You're going to get your bombs off, and you're going to try to pull as hard to the right as possible and basically do a 180. Okay, and you're going to be facing back towards the IP. You don't want to do that because you're going to be parallel to where that man pad is, and it's going to shoot you. So you need to offset. You need to pull to the right, and don't keep pulling. Just reference 020. Flow northeast and then flow back to the IP. We got to create some separation with the airbase. We don't want to be parallel to the airbase. That's a good rear aspect shot for the man pad that's there. Another thing. Go ahead.
Right, why are we aiming back for the IP going out? Why don't we just smash 7 going out? So we pull north 020, flow out, and then go straight north.
Those roads.
Straight 7.
Those roads there's mechanized infantry all over those roads. We can't go anywhere that's unknown, basically, because they have SA-9s and SA-13s and SA-15s embedded in their units, and if we overfly one of those battalions, we're all going to die.
All right, so we go out the way we came in.
Yes.
After the IP.
Yes, and I think the only real alternative egress is to go out to the ocean. But the problem with that is that there's a SAG to the southwest, so we can't fuck with them either. So this is sort of the only spot on this map which I would consider to be somewhat safe is Steer 4. Steer 4 is relatively safe because it's a big hill and it shields us from the target. There could be mechanized armor units moving on that highway west to east, but we would see them because they're on a ridge, and then we would just flow south. So Steer 4 I would say is the only spot that's really safe. And that's where we're going to rejoin, and once we're rejoined, then we'll go up to altitude and get out of there. Okay?
Okay.
What else?
I think the only thing is the separation that we need to settle down.
We settled it at about 2,000.
We happy. Lead will call it if he wants to change on the fly, but otherwise element 2 will go 5, and then 3 miles out we do the pop.
4 miles out you're going to offset, then 3 miles out you're going to pop. If you pop at 4 miles, you're going to be on final for about 20 seconds, and you're going to potentially get shot in the face.
Fair enough.
So make sure you're pulling up at 3 miles, and then you're gonna
for top 3.
What did I put? Yeah, 3. Yeah, so at 4 miles you're gonna offset right 30 degrees, and then at 3 miles you're gonna pull up 5.5 Gs. You're gonna go up to 3,000 to 3,500 feet. You're gonna look to your left. You're gonna see the target, and then you're going to roll into the target and hit it. And you're going to do like 50-foot spacing on the Mark 84s, one pass. If you fuck up, that's going to be the end of you. Like, we're not going to reattack the target unless it's completely safe. And I've determined that it's completely safe, and all the air defenses are destroyed, and there's no air defenses, and there's no threats. Will we allow a reattack? So make sure you get your bombs off in that first pass. All right.
Specific targets? We all going to just smash the runway?
1-2.
Oh yeah, we need to do that. Sorry, that's a good point. So let's recon the target. Let's recon Zemunik. Okay. So our attack heading is going to be westbound. So we're going to attack 2 sections of runway. We're going to attack the so where it says runway section, and it's the 3rd one in the list. That's going to be target steer point 15. Okay. And the long section is going to be target steer point 16. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna element 1 will attack the long section. Element 2 is going to attack the steer 15. Okay, the first one we made. So, you guys copy that?
Confirm. What about bingo stuff? I don't know.
Bingo's like 4,000. Okay.
Watch my game. Oh, no, there we go.
Cool. All right. We're on Victor 15, and we'll be on Wingman TACAN, so I'll be 15 X-ray. Number 2 will be 78 X-ray. Number 3 will be 78 Yankee. Number 4 will be 15 Yankee. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Cool, guys. Let's go to the briefing room. All right, we're
turning
coming
my
down.
firewall off. Fuck this firewall.
Yeah, I still think the EXO will stay in quarantine.
Well, really? How do I get to the quarantine shit?
Just double click on the shield and then you press on. I don't know how it's called.
Chris, my flight talked. We decided to open negotiations with Croatian.
With
We don't want to fight no more.
Oh, Croatia. Sorry, we're gonna put you up against the wall now.
F-16 taxiing Alpha.
All right, I think we're good to start taxiing. That's an AI flight.
Viper1 taxi Mike Echo Alpha and hold short runway 30.
All right, we're gonna taxi to the right.
Spade 1-1 contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 26595.
Three taxi.
4 taxi.
Airfield's not so framey for me this time.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I also am getting a better frame rate.
Last time was horrible.
Yeah, I wonder why. I think it was because the weather was being applied, maybe.
Interesting.
Alright, we'll do a 4-ship departure. We'll full burn to 350 and then rejoin into a finger 4.
Viper 1-1 contact tower for takeoff. Switch to 26595. Viper 1 4-ship F-16s ready for departure.
Viper 1 hold short. Viper 1 position and hold.
Alright, 2-second separation, leads rolling.
Or I'm going to move a bit forward for you there, see if it's stuck, man.
Thank you.
Viper1, wing 020 at 8 knots, runway 30. You are cleared for takeoff.
Three rolling.
4 rolling.
3 music on.
4 music on.
Okay, on your air-to-ground, check arming delay and check spacing, check pair on the release. Should be like a 20-foot spacing. You should release a pair. Should have like a 1-second arming delay. Alright, we're about 2 minutes behind Carrot. I'd like to kick it up here. Let's kick in the burn and try to get steer 2. Okay, I'm back on Carrot.
Warhawk 1, engaged, bullseye. 08535, 2 times, mid-23s.
Hey, I'm tied to you now. 3. Kick in the burn and catch up.
Got a little stuck in the cockpit there.
I'm holding 430 knots. Just burn up and get saddled. Oh, sounds like Viper just crashed on, or our number 2 just crashed on landing. It sounds like.
You should have tried the log out, eh?
That's what I told him to do. Alright, check your speed on approach. I'm holding 360 or so. I'm going to climb slightly to about 20,000.
Viper 1, Warhawk 1 status.
Viper 1 had a ground abort. We're now 3 ship. So let's actually orbit here. So we're about 3 minutes ahead of Carrot. We're going to left-hand orbit. We're just going to hang out here for a bit. I'm blind on him. I don't even see him. Oh, there he is. You have visual on 4?
Yeah, I got him.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just in trail a little bit.
Gotta be honest, I got used to flying them.
1 minute ahead of Carrot, about 60 miles from the target steer.
Got used to flying them before and forgot someone was following me.
Yeah, your job's to make sure he's alive and in the right spot. Alright guys, final fence check. We're about to cross the flot here.
Straight's good.
Cobra, commit MiG-25 2 ship. 022 for 10, 14,000.
With the nose.
Yeah, it's those bandits. You see those guys at 19,000? Those are probably the bandits. At bullseye 040 for 16. There's also guys coming off the deck, it looks like. I don't know. Escort should be able to handle them. Hey, check right. This might be a bandit right here. Bra 031 for 21. Angels or 16,000. Oh yeah, he's merged with a bunch of shit. Let's abort that. Someone's fighting him. All right, reference back to the steer point. Reference back to steer 4.
Steer 4.
I had tally on that bandit, but he was merged with a bunch of other fighters.
Cobra splash 2 times MiG-25 at TRC.
Yeah, looks like they cleared him out.
Flight safe, position and fuel. One is 8 miles. 8 miles east of steer 4 at 8.3.
Alright, we're gonna dive soon. I want us to be nap of the earth by the time we're at the bullseye. Go trail.
Trail.
Force and trail.
Friendly at 08038, Angels 17.
Alright, I got mud shilker right 1 o'clock. That's probably mech brigade. Alright, so when on my order we're going to dive, it's going to be like a 30 to 35 degree dive. Just check your speed on the way down, employ brakes if need be.
Package, be aware, package leaders down, Warhawk 3 taking over. Threats all cleared at this time.
Viper.
Package proceed as flat, rank.
Viper is nails 25 target.
Everyone commit.
Alright, guys, let's roll over. 35 degrees nose down. Idle throttle.
Warhawk seen, Warhawk moving to engage.
I'm 40 degrees nose down here. Referencing 260.
15,000 foot.
Everyone Fox 3, MiG-25, 286, 18 at 17,000.
Okay, one is brakes out. I'm about 30 degrees nose down, 270.
Altitude. Altitude.
Alright, check right. Okay guys, just check your speed, make sure you don't go above 550. get down as low as we can. Okay, one's back up to mill power. I'm referencing steer 4. Okay, guys, keep your head on a swivel here.
Remember that MiG-25 is hit, but it's not down. It's right above us now.
Make sure we watch these roads as we ingress.
If you can, that'd be great.
Alright, we're about 20 seconds ahead of Carrot, which is fine. Okay, guys, just watch those roads to our 2 o'clock as we're running in. Of course, watch the ground as well. But those roads to our 2 o'clock is where enemy would be. Alright, let's go air to ground. Viper1 is committing from cap.
These copies. The SA-3 is not down. We're still we got engaged with MiG-25.
Roger. Say intentions. All right, check right.
Yeah,
we're gonna go back to the cap.
You hold in the valley, and we'll prosecute targets now. Our flight got split up.
Viper's anchored at cap.
Over.
Right.
Okay, confirm, wait. Okay, package confirm, waiting for D to do their bit. Viper holding.
Alright, you guys visual, right? We're just gonna...
Gun, bullseye 302 for 28, 3000.
Fly track here. Alright, road looks clear at least, so that's good.
Nothing's shot at us yet.
Alright, check right. We're gonna just keep a racetrack here. Watch the terrain.
I'll suggest you drop it back a bit.
Okay,
To be advised, Hammer has eyes on the airbase. No threats on the ground at the moment. All hot copies. Package here, we're just waiting for the D to do their bit. Viper's holding.
Oh shit, 2 attack helicopters right 2 o'clock.
Lock.
Fox 2 on the left one.
Fox 2.
Lock. 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 Lock.
Fox 3 close on the right one.
Pinball.
Body.
Splash 2.
Yeah, but...
Okay, one's in a left.
Package. Air threats clear.
One's in a left-hand turn back towards cap.
3 visual trail.
Where's visual trail?
Okay.
Ray gun, Angels 2-3 at 0795.
Alright, left-hand turn. Viper, say status SA3.
Body spec, body 29315, engines 1. Body spec, body spec.
Alright, check left back again towards cap.
Ray gun at 310 for 21, Angels 3.
Call out that ray gun, be advised, is a probable hinds.
Roger.
Boy, you get back there?
Yep, 4 control.
Alright, reference cap. Slight left-hand turn to cap.
Viper Cobra.
Viper, say again.
Viper Cobra is, the SA3 is down, we're killing AAA now.
Viper pushing from cap.
Aki's copy.
Alright guys, check left, into steer 4, and then reference the IP.
4.
We got Mud 15 left, 10 o'clock. Over Helens. Targets in sight, multiple shacked AAA. Alright guys. Just remember the plan. I'm going to offset right 30 degrees at the IP. You guys are going to wait for 4 miles after the IP to target, and then offset right 30 degrees. And then you're going to pull up at 3 miles, 5.5 Gs, and then kill target. Right-hand brake turn to 020 to egress.
Brake and bullseye 302 for 27, Angel 28.
Roger. I'm gonna drop back a bit spacing.
Viper IP inbound.
Package.
Okay, I'm offset right 30 degrees.
High tar cap established. Doing grinder, no threats at this time. Over.
When are you breaking offset?
I already broke off. I already offset.
Package, we have 2 MiG-25s holding short on the runway, on the north side of the runway.
Package copy.
Hammer 1, we will engage those MiG-25s.
Viper 1's in the pop, in from the east.
Spike 4, hell.
3 stopping.
Package, SA-15's in the vicinity of Helens, careful.
Bombs away. Bombs away.
Flare. Chaff. Flare. Out. Chaff. Flare.
Bombs away.
Flare.
Bombs away.
Flare.
Bombs away.
Chaff. flare.
Where's that thing?
Body spec.
Okay, one's returning to the IP. Remember, guys, you got to get a little separation. 020.
Forza headed back to the IP.
Viper1 egressing.
Buddy Spark, target.
Ray gun, bullseye, 33413. Angels is 4.
You guys check the jets on the runway there.
Say again.
There were jets taxiing.
MiG-23's northern airbase.
I didn't have time to look, dude. I was like fucking shaking.
Roger, Hammer. Also, Warhawk also flown.
Okay, one's passing IP referencing cap. No matter how much I prepare for this shit, I always get big adrenaline dumps when I do these missions.
32129, 22,000.
Nah, that's pretty cool.
Force passing the IP.
It's a different field to lobbing smart bombs.
Well, you can actually die, right? That's the difference. Oh, I got
visual of lead pulling in trail.
Viper is Spike 23060, somewhere around IP2. Viper's commit 356 for 11, 15,000. Shit, I don't want to pop up yet. I think there's a bandit here.
Smoking out 6, correction on 12 for those. I think they popped him.
Alright, I'm committing into this bandit. 012 for, Shit, I'm back down. I'm going back down to the deck.
Chaff, flare, chaff,
How did I pop?
flare.
I'm passing.
Out.
Passing cap now. Package Miller time. Nails 23 to the northeast. I got.
Fox 3 on left, Nick 23. Sally 23 is smoking.
Alright, guys, go towards the bullseye. Well, we're going to rejoin at the bullseye. I have a tally on that bandit. There, he's being killed by the escort. All call signs, I say again, Miller time.
Hammer.
Warhawk, move back.
Go back.
Alright, guys, I'm going to left-hand turn over the cap. Get me visual.
Lock.
Can't tell if that smoker over there is a MiG-23 or not.
Affirmative, have visual.
Fox 3.
1, Fox 3 medium.
Hey, that's unfair, you get the kill.
Warhawk is down to 1 ship, activate.
Fox 3, MiG-23, 6,000, westbound out of IP2. Okay, are you guys visual? I'm passing over cap right now.
Visual, are you in right-hand turn?
Right hand turn.
Alright, just splash that MiG splash. I'm
That's one.
I'm heading 023 right now, passing right over cap. I'm turning left into bullseye.
Have you visual, just...
Okay.
Nice.
Visual. Okay, reference bullseye. Let's stay NOE. We're going to do a very aggressive climb. Hey, 4, rock your wings. 3 rock wings.
Yeah, that's me. You're gonna pass under me.
Okay, visual. Alright, when we get to bullseye, we're going to do a full afterburner, like 50-degree climb.
You guys still NOE?
Yes. Alright, 1's climbing.
Oh, I have you visual. You're 2 o'clock. 3 climbing.
Visual. 4's climbing.
Okay, 1's out of the burn. I'm at 18,000.
Bring out the whips and chains. It's punishment time.
All right, we're gonna start the debrief. We're gonna start in flight order. So the first flight to debrief will be Viper1. Take about 3 minutes to talk about high-level beats of what happened during the mission, what went well, and what we can improve for next time. I'm Viper1, so I'm going to start with that. Start with myself. High-level beats. We decided in the flight brief to change the attack plan a little bit than what I had planned. Fritz had a good suggestion, which was to basically do a off-axis attack with the elements. So we had myself offsetting 30 degrees on final, and we had the element offsetting 30 degrees at the IP, which would create an offset for a multi-axis attack. So that was a little tweak we did. We flew there, textbook, got there, we're on carrot the whole time. At the cap, I said, hey, we're pushing the target exactly on carrot. And I was told, oh, the SA3 is still up. So we then flew a racetrack around the cap and just hung out around there. While we were in this racetrack at low altitude, I spotted 2 hinds maneuvering along the road and killed those air-to-air. Then we rolled in on the target once the deed said that the SA3 was dead. The off-axis attack, I think, went perfectly well. It's hard for me to tell, without looking at the ACMI, but I think it went well. We planned to egress north-northeast after final, and we all rolled in, released our bombs, we did a brake turn, came off, egressed. We then, as we were egressing NOE, we were going to rejoin at cap, and then we were going to fly out together as a flight. And we had Spike 23 from the northeast. We got tally on those bandits, and we Fox 3'd a MiG-23 that had killed some other Viper and was was flowing west. Fox 3'd him at 6,000. He was westbound. We then got up to altitude. We had a little bit of a fuel scare that wasn't really a scare. And then we RTB'd, flew the visual approach, and landed. Number 2 was ground aborted, essentially. He took off, oversped his gear. His gear was stuck down. He tried to land and exploded, so I'm going to chalk that one up. And we were a 3-ship during the flight. Okay, so what went well? I think the plan the modification to the plan was good. I liked the constructive feedback and the contribution of Fritz. I thought that was all good stuff. I think I could tell this flight was sort of outside of Forrest's comfort zone, but I think he did a great job. Flying, staying in formation, hitting the target, performing the stuff, all did really good. I don't know if this was your first NOE attack like this, but you did a really good job. 2 was really good at keeping visual and was really good at having a good situational awareness, and he was able to get a tally on the MiG that we spotted first. The MiG-23 at the end, he got tally first and walked me onto that, so we were able to kill that. I was actually in front of him and was able to kill it. Stuff that could improve. I don't have a lot of critiques for my flight. I don't know. We didn't. Okay, so here's one thing that we fucked up, and this is my fault. We did not. This is on my checklist. I just forgot to do this. We didn't brief an abort field, which is like a big no-no. And I had to ask people for an abort field, which is terrible. So I should have done that. And also, yeah, we didn't have a plan for if the target was not clear by the steer point time, by the carrot time. So we flew the carrot time. We were ready to go, like we were pushing in, but the target wasn't clear. So we didn't have a plan for that, and I didn't brief that. So that's another fuck up on my side that I could do better for next time. Other than that, I don't have any critiques of number 3 or number 4. I think they did awesome. So that's it for Viper. Just one feedback on the overall package. Like we should try to keep cap points that are further away from air bases. I think the pre-planned, fragged cap positions were pretty good. And I think what happened here is like we were just too close to the air bases and we got into a merge. So that might be a retro point. That's it for Viper. I'm going to pass it to Cobra 1.
Okay, so Cobra 1, we ingressed on Carrot. We got a little bit delayed, had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the mission. Got those sorted out. We were, basically, we chewed through all of our hold time at Steer 2, but we were basically right on Carrot for Steer 3, so we continued. I think there may have been some misunderstanding about the at the package level about the hold point. I think Warhawk was a little bit further out than they, like maybe ahead of Carrot, but I'm not sure. Maybe I screwed that up in the frag. Let's see. So we ingressed. We saw everyone dying. So I think by the time we got to the flot, the time on target was kind of out the window because we had MiG-25s super close. They were engaged. Or defensive, but they were super close, so we committed, killed both of them. And then I think we had one more MiG-25 directly over us when we got to our IP. So we, I think number 3 killed him. And we took a little bit of time to rejoin at the IP, but it wasn't too bad. Then at that point, right as we were about IP inbound, we got the call that so was the Oka, and so we asked for a couple more minutes to kill the low blow at least, and we went in. I briefed that I would kill the low blow and that we had ZPU targets for the other ZPU and manpad targets pre-planned for the other element or flight members. That attack went pretty well. I think we killed the low blow on the first pass and a bunch of other stuff. And then we spotted some AAA, so to the north of the target. So we kind of shifted priority to that afterward. Continued our attack. Saw MiG. I think someone called out MiG-25s in the flight. I think it was 2. Said that there were MiG-25s on the base, or maybe it was 4. I got tally, called them out, but basically at the same time the Oka was in the pop and dropping bombs. So as the MiG-25s were doing their takeoff roll, they got fragged, which is pretty awesome to see. I thought I think things went really well. My only critique for the flight members would be at some points I had a lot of trouble. Took a lot of time to find out if people were saddled or not, and what people were doing. So I had a little bit of trouble trying to stay on top of the flight. But But the main critique that I would have is on the egress. I was still a little bit overwhelmed, task saturated, and decided to alt-tab at low altitude and slow, and got the whole flight killed, except for 4, because we overflew a battalion too close to the flot. So, I mean, this is stuff that I obviously know about, and I just let my guard down, and so I just need to do better next time, and not get distracted. We should have climbed to a higher altitude quicker.
Can I add something quick at the package level?
Sure.
So, I'm often one to complain about maybe over-reliance on brevity or like prioritizing brevity above other things. But for the air-to-air picture here, it would have been useful to just hear some sort of call-outs from the cap in front of us. I realize that when you're dodging dodging incoming missiles and trying not to die, the radio becomes a secondary concern, and it should. But like, if the cap flights like had commit calls, or I didn't hear any Fox 3 calls on the radio, it was very difficult to know what was going on out in front of us until we had leakers 10 miles off our nose. And thankfully they didn't decide to shoot at us, but that could have went very differently.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious they were merged, but a merged call would be nice. I did hear commit calls and everything, but when you stop hearing that, I think it usually means that they're merged. And
yeah, I called that we were merged with the MiG-23.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought a little while ago we actually said something about you didn't want lots of Fox calls on, package and everything else. I thought we were told to cut all that out.
I think we're going to cut down on just chatter on the uniform.
What Chris is talking about is a debate we had a couple of years ago. I don't know if we ever settled on that, but
that's what stopped me doing it. I thought, we don't want to hear all that.
Huh. Okay. I just always see Forrest talk about making Fox calls, commit calls, timeout calls.
Yeah, that was at the back of my mind. Yeah, we did about one call to say we were. I think I did one to say we were moving in to investigate some MiG-23 launches to the north. But then we didn't do all the Fox calls from then. But if that's changed, that's fine. But that was at the back of my mind.
As the package lead, we were ahead of you guys. I didn't feel the need to call out the Fox launches. But I did call out that we were committing to the MiG-23s, and then the pop-up group MiG-25s, I called out to uniform.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a super minor critique. It's just in these sort of theaters, without any data link, that's our only source of SA for the rest of the package. So,
well, we'll see on the when we do the ACMI walkthrough, we got pretty saturated pretty quickly we got outnumbered pretty quickly.
Yep. Anyway, that's all I have for Cobra. So,
just a really quick question: were you guys plan your egress route that you took? I know you said you all tabbed, and that you already said that's why you got killed or whatever. But were you trying to fly the planned egress route? Was that your plan?
We were pretty much right on it. I just got a little. I should have known to be watching the RWR and scanning visually. I kind of slowed down to let everyone rejoin, because I wasn't sure exactly what happened there, because we got separated a little bit, I was just trying to be helpful, on the egress. I let my guard down. And I was going to try to alt tab and find you the alternate field, and
I'm looking at the flight plan. So that's not really you. That's like a planning fault, because you're egressing over an army base in a major city. So that's bound to have enemy, especially it's within 2 miles of the flot.
I
I'll show you a screenshot of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know it was near the flot. I knew about that. I just I was having a lot of trouble trying to figure out what everyone in the flight was doing, because a lot of people kind of weren't talking. So I just kind of got distracted, and then I let myself get distracted by yet another thing, and wasn't careful. So the planning could have been better for the egress route. But if we'd gone to altitude, it wouldn't have mattered anyway. We all had plenty of gas. We should have just max performed to altitude.
Yeah, friendly reminder
I was
that high threat like this, stay super low or get up above 15, or if there's tours or something like 20.
Yeah, I was worried about the tours, so I didn't want us to climb too aggressively for that reason. Because but yeah.
All right. Point taken. Any final points so we can move on to the next flight? All right, cool. Let's go to Warhawk 1.
All right, so a couple points at the package level, real quick. As the package commander, I'll eat the not brief in the fucking alternate airbase. Also, that's SOP, and I know that. This is the first package I've led since I got back with the new BMS shit, so I'll remember to brief that. It is on the written briefing, but I should have fucking said it. From a flight level, we took off. We marshaled at Steer 2. Everything was going fine. My 3 let me know we were a little ahead of Carrot. When I looked, we were about a minute and a half ahead of Carrot, and I mentioned to them, I said, all right, look, when we get to Steer 3, we're going to wagon wheel around, and we'll come back and get to the hold point to minimize that Carrot gap. But just as we were about to wagon wheel, we got jumped by MiG-23s. And I felt that if we didn't commit to those MiG-23s, we would have drug them back to the package, which would have done nobody good. So we decided to press on and engage them. That put our package well ahead of the rest, our flight well ahead of the rest of the package. We ended up splashing the 4 MiG-23s with no KIAs. As we're recovering from that furball, we get jumped by another flight of 23s and 25s from the airbase we're attacking. That's when I called out to you, Kraus, that we had a pop-up group from the airbase. So they ended up scrambling more fighters, and we got pretty task saturated in that furball. Let's see. I would say probably should have risked just dragging that flight back to the package. I think we could have outran them and then wagon wheeled back towards the objective and taken them out. But I didn't want the package to get splashed. I didn't want the strike to get splashed before we even got a chance to drop bomb. So we just went at them and got aggressive, probably a little too aggressive. Within my flight, everything was actually really good. We stayed together. We were all pretty much within 5 miles of each other, taking out our designated MiGs that we were calling out to each other. We PID'd everything. No friendly fires. But I did kind of get lost in the sauce, and I was pretty below the hard deck. I was at like Angel 6 with 3 or 4 MiG-23s by myself. And I ended up getting schwacked, but Chris took over the package from there, and we were able to press on with the mission.
Yeah, if I just pick up there, yeah. I mean, after we cleared the airspace, I called out to the package that A, I was in command, and B, that we got rid of the air threats that we could see. After that, we managed to do a 2 and a 1 grinder between our Steer 4 and Abdina, and we were doing that fine. Then we suddenly got launches. We were told what was going on the package at just about the time that Kraus was going in for commit. I think it was Hammer said they saw some 25s on the taxiway, but they were watching, so we left them that, because at that time we then had launches from Abdina in the north, 23s. We turned north to engage them, but somehow Hammer was up there as well. But we also had AI F-16s hovering around, so we have to be extra careful in bidding, and that cost me my kill. I had a good lock on what was a 23, but I couldn't get a VID because it was low, so he shot me first. So that was me out. I think after that, I think only Chimpot was left after Toll went down for friendly fire. So we soaked up a lot of punishment. So I hope we kept enough of them off you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened with us. Sorry, go ahead. Who was that?
Sorry, I just said that nothing happened after that RTB.
Okay, yeah, so that's it for Warhawk. I mean, we tried to tank as much as we could. We splashed a lot of MiGs, but we didn't bring a lot of planes home, which is also something we need to improve.
Alrighty then, let's go to Hammer 1.
Yeah, so we took off reasonably on Carrot. There were some issues with rejoin, which I'm willing to blame partly on myself because I messed up the takeoff. But we got to steer 2 roughly on Carrot. Everything was pretty good. Held at steer 2, heard that Abelian's flight was called to push, and at that point we were behind them, so we sort of had to scramble to get ahead of them. And we got sort of strung out. I had to stay slow to make up for some stragglers in the flight. Once we got to where all the action was, it went haywire pretty quick. We saw a furball, so we basically just had to run into the furball and try and delouse friendly 16s. I picked off a MiG-25 that was sort of coming in off axis, but I definitely didn't do a good enough job, like working with my flight and telling them what to engage and when to engage it. I mean, it's hard with a furball, but I couldn't keep up with the situation, and I think we ended up being sort of disoriented as I tried to figure out what to do. After that, luckily none of us died. Deloused another flight, got back into a rough grinder. Element called out MiG-23s. I didn't have the presence of mind to realize that they were pretty far away from us, so we started chasing them, which was probably the wrong decision because they were dealt with before we got there. At that point, I think there were a call out of MiG-25 scramblers, so we snapped towards that airbase. We're prepared to shoot them as soon as they took off, and then saw them explode on the runway as the deed came in, which was pretty cool. Went back out, saw those MiG-23s. I told my flight to get within visual range. I did not say not to use AMRAAMs, which I'm willing to take, again, part of the blame for that. I think part of the blame also goes to the guy who knew they were going to merge and shot an AIM-120 into the mix. And then that's how we got our frat kill.
Who got frat killed?
Yeah, that's me. I fired, I VID'd the MiG-23 in the furball, and then I fired an MRAM, and I forgot it's the wrong thing to do. So my bad on that.
Yeah, but who actually got killed?
Top.
Okay.
Yeah, friendly fire.
Okay.
Probably.
Yeah. So I think the main thing that screwed us up was the fact that we had rejoin issues, which is understandable because we had a new guy in our flight, and that's sometimes going to happen. There were also issues with Carrot, that we were on Carrot or ahead of Carrot, but behind everyone else. And I guess on a package level thing, maybe, I mean, if we're not gonna do the hold at the hold point, I think we should go over that in the package briefing.
So this is a thing that keeps coming up. I'm just trying to understand what people mean by this. It sounds like people just don't fly the Carrot time or something. Like
in previous campaigns we did have a hold point where we would fly the Carrot, and then we would all have a hold point where we waited a minute or two so we could adjust Carrot. And I don't know if that changed at one point or that was before I was rostered.
So like I got to steer 3, and I saw that we were 3 minutes ahead of Carrot, so I just flew around in a circle for 3 minutes, and then I proceeded. Is that like weird, or what are you?
No, that's what we should do. You should ride your own Carrot. Ride the Carrot because that's matched up with everybody else. Having a marshal in point like World War II style, I don't think we need that.
Yeah, so you just call for a Rolex if you can't maintain your Carrot speed.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I can go and double check. Maybe I screwed this up, but I thought I had both of the tar caps like basically arriving, I think at the same time, and if not, it was within 1 minute on steer 4. So, and I'm pretty sure I also synchronized their arrival at the flot as well.
Yeah, well, he already debriefed that he didn't follow the Carrot time, and he would do that better.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. Yeah. Okay, I misunderstood. Sorry.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I think I also misinterpreted. I misinterpreted I thought we were holding at steer 2, and I guess we were holding at steer 3. So.
No, steer 2 was the hold.
Oh, okay. So I guess
if you just follow the carrot time, you don't even have to think about where you're holding. You just like you get to
right. But there's BMS when you frag it, right? It inserts this between 2 and 3 usually, or 3 and 4. There's some additional time that you can use to make up if you're behind carrot.
Yeah, so what it will show is that you're either behind or ahead of carrot. You just fly in a circle until you're on carrot, and then you proceed.
Yeah, and I think the issue was the other TARCAP wanted to make up that lost time at steer, or make up that extra time at steer 3, whereas we did it at steer 2, and since they got jumped before steer 3, that stringed us out too much.
Yeah, so okay, I see.
And I think that sort of, although even if we were there, I think it would have gotten messy real quick without data, without IFF.
Yeah, it would have, but I'm of the same mindset as Kraus. Like, I wasn't thinking about a Marshall point for the entire package. I told my flight we were going to wagon wheel to get us back on carrot, but then the MiG-23 showed up, and I mean, we were there to kill MiG-23s, so.
All right. Any final debrief points, Hex, before we go into the ACMI?
No, I think that's pretty much it. If anyone in the flight wants to say something from their perspective.
Cool.
Right.
So that's the main debrief. Thanks everyone who attended the event. Now we're gonna look at the TAC view. This part of the event could last more or less however long we want until we get bored. So you can download the ACMI in the Saturday BMS events channel. It's sort of buried now, honestly. I'll relink it. If you scroll up above the, I'm going to alt-tab and find it for you, video link, there is a ACMI link and an IP address. For those that can't stick around, thanks for your attendance, and we hope to see you again. All right, let's check out this ACMI. There's so much good stuff happening in here. Should we rewind?
Can we talk about how nervous Taub was finding you an alternate runway?
He was. It was like
I can't find your package, Kraus.
Because there was no close one, and the closest one I thought it was.
He tried to send him to a Croatian airfield.
Croatian, yeah.
He said, oh, it's at your 6 o'clock, and I was like, I just crossed the flot, so I can't. Anything to my 6 o'clock would be hostile.
He's telling you to defect, bro.
Yeah.
All right, let's start this up. Who's driving, Abe?
Traffic controller. Who gave me a PDT?
See you, Chris.
Yeah.
Abe, you driving, Abe?
I got. It's all you.
Oh, it's all me. Oh, I'm fucking.
Give it to Raz, man. Give it to Raz.
What?
He's a master of ceremonies.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
All right,
I'm like,
fine.
So what the fuck do I do? How do I get rid of it?
I'll take it.
Raz is our customary TAC view expert and DJ. He's a DJ.
He's replaced. He's the new Gussie.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, those are big boots to fill. That's not fair.
All right, so hold on. This goes back to something me and Raz were just texting about, I think, in one of the channels. Raz, can you put your camera on my 6 o'clock? Like, facing forward? I'm right there. I'm Warhawk 1-1. And rewind it a wee bit.
That's when the text starts.
Okay, so these fucking AI dickbags are the most useless people in the history of air combat.
They're worse than useless because they get us all fucking messed up.
They get us all messed up. I have 4 F-16s who I think is a friendly player flight. So I'm thinking, okay, we're not doing too bad. I know we're ahead of Carrot, but so is maybe the rest of the package. But that's neither here nor there. We were planning on wagon wheeling to get back on Carrot. Then these fucking MiG-23 show up, okay? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, these guys just took off. I got F-16s on my right here, F-16s on my left. I said, I'm going to fucking engage them. I don't want to drag them back to the strike package.
Real quick, do you guys remember that hack that Oak Design said to put the time on the right setting? Like he said, like you can change the time offset to...
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
+1? It's +1, right?
Here, time offset, UTC plus... Hey, what do you know?
Yeah, UTC +1.
+1?
Yeah.
So 1051 is what we're at?
Where do we do that?
Chris?
You click the little...
Options, click the wrench, time offset, UTC +1.
Yeah. So the reason
why... if I do that, will it do it for everyone?
No. It's local
No, you gotta do it yourself, yeah.
But
So the reason why I wanted to see this is your TOT was 1102 for reference, and the other Hammer 1's TOT was 1104 for reference. Okay,
but they're not at the target.
Correct.
Like,
yeah.
What was the TO? What was it?
This is between steer 3 and 4. This fight.
Yep, I know.
Okay, so as you can see,
Oh
look at these asshole Jaguars. Not doing shit besides dying and getting in the way of my flight. We do end up splashing this entire 4-ship, though.
Well, they eat a R3 for their trouble, so.
Yeah, fuck them, though, man. Like, the AI is really pissing me off.
Yeah, I'd posit we try and keep AI Vipers at least out of our AO, because they just fuck with us.
Alright, so after this first engagement, I got my flight regrouped. I tell them, hey, we're going to regroup at steer 4, because at this point I can kind of feel the package creeping up, and I don't want to get behind you guys. Huh?
If you know what I mean. Sorry.
Oh, no, keep it going. So then I have so now as we're going to steer 4 to marshal and wait for the rest of the package, guess what? MiG-25s. And MiG-25s popping up from the fucking target airbase. So, Chrissy, that's when I called you, and I was like, yo, these assholes are popping up from the target.
Yeah, I remember that.
Paraphrasing, but yeah. Alright, so go ahead and roll exit forward there, Abe. Or Raz, sorry.
Yeah, my tack just stuck.
Worst MC ever!
Yeah, well, Abe, can you retake?
No, mine's stuck as well.
Oh, so it's all your fault then.
I guess. Let me close it.
I hate when it gets stuck.
When your package gets stuck, yeah.
Yeah, the package.
You gotta roll exit.
These things happen from time to time.
What did I say, Kunet?
What happened? What happened to the stream?
Yeah, hold your tits. Calm your tits.
I'm holding my tits.
Hold your man boobs.
Supporting them.
Did you guys know before Kraus made video games, he was a dog therapist?
That's true.
For canines with eating dis. I'm not joking. He would take obese dogs and try and therapy them. Yeah, turn them around.
Abe, tell me when you're back up.
It should be back up.
Hold on. Do I have to reconnect? Does everybody have to reconnect?
Alright, I'm back in, I think. Can you just move the camera so we can confirm that?
Where's fucking Debrief at?
Twist the camera.
Are you not getting this?
Well, I'm going to relaunch my attack view.
Okay, I'm seeing you twist the camera.
Ooh.
Ooh. In and out, in and out.
Jesus.
Alright, take it away.
Alright, so put the camera, so then these assholes pop up.
Yeah,
oh, look, I'm in another...
like, a whole bunch of people still aren't back in, but...
Okay, back up then.
Well, I'm where we left off. You guys splashed this first 4.
Oh, this is when your boy fucking blew up on the runway, too.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Alright, yeah, we're at the right spot, Raz.
Oof. Look at those
So here comes the fuck you.
Yeah, there's lots of fuck you happening, but guess what? We win this one, too.
We have AMRAMs, they do not.
So at this point, I tell my boys, I'm like, look, we're fucking weapons free because my RWR is screaming with MiGs everywhere.
Oh, and shit, here's another 4-ship launching.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the 4-ship I told Kraus about. These 23s came from another airbase, or they were already airborne. I don't know where these 25s merged from. Yeah, so we're fighting. Jaguar tries to help, but, doesn't. So then I split S for some reason here. I thought I got shot at.
Well, you got a slammer warning or something.
I may have. I don't know. I yelled out to my flight. I told Chris, I said I'm split S-ing like crazy. So then we regroup again.
Okay, here comes a 23. And here's where everything goes to shit.
Where's Hammer at this point?
Yeah, it gets
where was
gnarlier.
Hammer that whole time? Yeah, okay, they're way back there. Yeah, that's what... Okay. That's
Yeah,
like,
so after
what,
we-
like 60, 70 miles separation.
Yeah, so after we engaged the first MiG-23s, this not only pushed us from Angels 20 to like Angels 10, but it also pushed us about 5 minutes ahead of Carrot.
Okay, here. This is where the fun begins.
So what? Can you pause this for a second? So one thing that might have helped here is if you would have said like we're engaged and then gave a known position like that was briefed, like if you say I'm engaged, 5 times MiG-25s, because there were so many named positions on the map. Like I think I think they're over the cap point right now.
This is like over cap or over IP1,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, man. I'm gonna be honest. I was task saturated. Like,
yeah,
I'm not. So this is my fuck up. So I tell the boys, I'm like, look, we have to take out these MiG-25s also. So I go to take out these MiG-25s alone. Like I didn't realize I was by myself. And that's my fault. That's my fault. Well, I do. I defeat like a bunch of these missiles, but then they end up getting me. And this is completely on me, not my flight, because I told them where we were going to regroup, so they started flowing that way. But these MiGs were really close to me, so they turned into me.
Shit.
Yeah, they fucking shot a bunch at me.
Here's fucking Jaguar. Throwing AMRAMs in the mix, of course.
Yeah, doing nothing to help me.
Actually, that guy's defending Jaguar, which probably saved you a little bit for some time. He's trying to get away from that slammer right now.
So then my guys start coming back in to fuck shit up and help me out.
Oh, fucking ate a heater in the cockpit. That's awesome. I'm surprised they're not firing any heat-guided ones.
I think this is roughly where we start coming in.
Yeah, you guys show up.
So actually, zoom back in on me real quick and back up about 10 seconds. This dude fucking double ripples missiles at me.
Uh-huh.
A heater and a fucking... Yeah, and then that's it for Old Moon.
That's an impressive track.
Yeah. I was out of ECM at this point.
So you're out.
Yeah, so I'm dead. So then this is where Chris takes over, and my boys are still fucking schwacking MiGs.
Man, this must have been interesting from Chris's point of view.
It was pretty intense, man.
Probably foggy and stuff.
Oh shit! There goes 2.
Oh, yeah, Chris was also the package commander, so he had many stuff to do.
Bad luck with winders today.
Yeah, the MiG-25s defeated a bunch of Sidewinders.
All right, so here's Hex showing up to the party.
I was just I could have released a missile 5 miles earlier, but I was so paranoid I was shooting into a friendly.
You made the right call.
Correct.
You made the right call, dude. Yeah.
X, you actually saved my ass at some point there.
Yeah, and then I go ahead and the next missile I fire is like directly into a friendly, so I don't even do that well.
Oh. Close enough.
But yeah, our flight, my 2T just had trouble staying in formation, so we couldn't. I don't know. I think I made I should have just left him behind and dealt with that when he got here.
Right here, Abe. I don't know if you can see it where it says Warhawk 1-1, but I'm giving that MiG the finger. If you could just zoom in a little.
Yeah, now I'm merged with the...
So you're pulling in for guns. You're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I had so many MiGs around me. I was in the MiG hunting mode. And this was the lamest AIM-120 launch ever.
1,500 foot AMRAM.
$1 million right there.
Is this where the fratricide happened?
It took such a gnarly arc
No,
over that place.
There wasn't any.
But this is where I fire at this MiG-25 with a 16 right ahead of me.
It tracks.
I had
No
no idea
worries.
how it didn't kill me. He was on my 6. And then I flipped. And...
Yeah, and I don't know. I was task set, so I just told my element, go kill MiGs. And couldn't really. But yeah, then I saw these guys merged. I thought Tob was my wingman. So I was impressed that they'd managed to get themselves in that situation.
And now I'm Winchester, and then he saved me.
Oh wow!
Nice. Good save. Meanwhile, over here, what do we got going on?
Hey, you forgot the.
I think this is Chris Reb was committed on the MiG-25s that we were on, maybe.
Where are we?
Yeah,
We're down here.
this must be the 2 that we saw.
Oh yeah.
And I thought I saw 3. Good thing because I think I walked up.
So I saw Chris.
Yeah.
So I was watching him. And at some point, 2 shoots the remaining 25, and I look and hey, there's Chris. So
I think I got an aim 9 on him. Finish it off.
I love that Chinpock is doing some gnarly fucking flying with nobody around him. He's like in an 8G turn by himself.
Wait, where did that slammer come from?
Oh!
Yeah, I saw that, and I was pretty nervous.
It IFF'd at the last second. That's from AI. That's Payload too. It's the
AI.
one of the deeds.
Was that the deed mission
shot
we
down by
scrubbed?
AAA while he loses a slammer?
Yeah,
Good job, AI.
I like the little head dot this missile does at the last second to avoid killing Cobra.
I can get him.
I think it switches on to me.
Yeah, it switches
starts
on to
tracking
you.
me. It's like, oh, target destroyed. I guess I gotta switch.
That's some hunt for Red October shit.
One ping.
You idiot! You killed us all.
Remove the safeties, Vasily.
All right. Back to the target area. Ooh.
Bloop.
That was a good loft.
Yeah,
And
that's
he's
a sexy
smoking.
flight.
And
That was sexy.
I give Abe a fucking
we
heart
had good
attack.
comms. We had good comms here. I didn't know you were saddled right with me. And I was like, let's kill him, which I guess you interpreted as Fox 3.
Just kill him?
But
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and
I was about
that's
to pull the
25.
trigger, and then I got him. I got
so
a
that's
missile
the
launcher.
25 that you reported.
Did
that
you
was smoking
see-
but not killed, right?
Did you see the missile? Is that why you banked like that?
No, I got an RWR. Like I was gonna try to get a higher PK shot, so I was ready to like climb up and try to kill him.
It looked like you dodged it.
Yeah, I saw an M on the RWR, and I was like, oh shit, okay.
Oh, that's great.
I didn't know how far behind me you were at that time. So
Yeah.
It's like the Matrix right there. Matrix dodge.
So I was like, well, I don't know if that'll actually hit, but it did.
That's great.
So around this time, we're waiting for we're trying to regroup because we got split up a bit from that 25 mix-up.
Oh, is this where Chris picks on some fucking hinds?
Yeah. So we're about at least 3 minutes behind Carrie at this point. I think our TOT was 10:08.
What the hell is this gaggle fuck?
We're doing some Blue Angel shit.
Thunderbird shit.
Some Starburst shit. What the fuck?
This is Kraus calls out to Kraus that you need another minute. So we all do like a quick wagon wheel around here.
Oh my god, I cannot believe you didn't hit each other.
Yeah.
We're
I saw
professionals. Come
fingers
on.
everywhere.
That's great.
I guess I gave us all the same hold point. I probably in the frag. That's a point of improvement for next frag. Like, if people are going to be potentially holding in the same place, like give them
different altitudes.
So
well,
we can
there's no way to do different altitudes
They
here.
just
because
stagger
they're-
it by a mile.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
so
Chris
stagger it
shooting
by
the
a couple
hinds.
Yep. Nice.
And I
You
thought I
didn't
got
even crash the
spotted.
server. Good job.
I thought about it.
run.
I thought about it as I was holding down the pickle button. I'm like, fucking
Leader
do it.
first. Leader
Yeah,
first. Leader
exactly.
first.
Oh boy, look at
So
this.
we were
stack.
supposed to be separated by a mile or so on this one, but
Nice.
we needed to get killing stuff. So
Oh, nice,
Ooh.
nice shot.
What is this going on here?
Ripples.
Ripple.
I like
Left
it.
your body.
He did an over G. That's good.
No.
yeah, no, this worked really well. I think.
That's
Oh,
a good shot.
Look at that beautiful spam of vehicles.
Bunch of fuck you coming down.
Yeah, I was pretty
So
happy with
this is for the shore ad.
attacks.
Will TAC you show it open or?
That's nice.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of launchers, I think.
Yeah, it got launchers. It got the short it was aiming at. I couldn't get a good target, so I just shot one of the.
And mine
No,
just
that was
like
a
I was
ZDA.
here watching for the low blow, and I didn't see it dead. And I'm like, oh, did I miss? But I guess I just fired kind of early.
Oh, you're
Oh,
Maps
man.
pulling a Hornet again, yeah. But it makes it just barely.
I was within
Nice.
Wes for sure.
Yeah.
And I had a solid cross.
Here comes the message to kill more shit.
Lurking.
Man, I'm glad we were able to get the Euros and with the
That's
accelerator.
sexy.
That was a good shot.
These lofts are awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh yeah, I should bring.
And at this point, I'm like, okay, yeah, door is open. Like that SA3 is down.
So here comes fucking everyone.
Burn them all.
Good run-ins for Oka and Deed. Like
There's the part where I almost mid-aired someone. Did that just happen? I think it did.
Yeah, it's not important.
Dom's going vertical
My
like a
first
fucking
Maverick,
spaceship.
I locked the fence instead of the target I was trying to hit. The second one, yeah.
Tracer's coming up. Oh, off try. All right.
Oh, there's the MiG-25s. Did anyone else see the AAA that popped up? Because I switched here. Can you go?
Yeah, I wasn't able
doing?
to. You said to the north, and I was looking for them, but wasn't able to find them through my map. So.
Oh, they were trying to pepper Dom.
Yeah.
Did you just FCR that? How'd you?
Yep, I FCR'd it. Well, I mean, I could see them visually through the HUD, super obvious with smart scaling, and so then I just correlated that to the FCR.
So this is hot shit. Here comes Viper. We got Mavs and Rock.
And so here we've called
flying above
like
them.
so is Hexagon's flight coming in yet to try to kill those MiGs?
Yeah, I mean that was another maybe, but that was another problem is
Yeah.
that we were not keeping a close eye on that airfield, and we're lucky that you saw it. I mean, it ended
Yeah,
up not
who was it
mattering.
who called it out in my flight? Was it Snake?
Yeah, I called visual on them, but
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
called it on
Yeah,
UHF
that was
before.
a great call out, and then I think I called
Yeah.
it out right after that
Hmm.
because I saw them taxiing. Yeah, I had a beautiful view of this from my HUD. It was fantastic. I'm like, oh shit, they're rolling down the runway, and then like massive fireball, and then I saw another two Mark 84s coming in.
You might have got plunked, Chris.
No, I didn't.
That's why.
I don't think so. So like, I saw that AAA shit coming up at me, and I literally banked into it because I knew that that's what would happen.
This is a fucking awesome like crisscrossing offset. This is textbook, you
Yeah,
guys.
this is
fucking
from
cool.
this is Fritz's idea, which was a great idea.
Whee!
Yeehaw.
Worked out nice.
Smitty. Nice. A plus.
AAA was weak.
Nice.
Sexy bomb and run, man.
Nice.
Abe's finishing some shit off.
Maybe there was debris on the runway, Chris.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I saw those MiGs taxiing just a little bit late, so I couldn't. I wanted to put my bombs exactly on them. It was just too late for that point.
It didn't matter though; they were dead anyway. Like the first bombs, I think, fragged them.
Yeah, let's go. Let's watch the MiG-25s as they try to scramble. I want to get a view of that.
Sure.
So, yeah, I think they were rotating when they got hit by the Mark 84s.
Can you go to like first-person view?
Yeah, go to first-person view.
Wow.
And
Yeah, I think there's some delay going on here because.
Hey, I gotta run, boys. Appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. Abe, can we get together later to frag next week?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's. I mean, like I was just fragging this week because no one else volunteered. So if you want it, you're more than welcome to. But
Yeah,
I can help out.
I want a handhold for the first one though. So
Cool.
It's changed
Oh yeah, shit! They're actually rotating.
Fair warning, I'm kind of a noob at fragging, so but
It's all good.
I'll try to my best.
Wow, you're a noob and I just fucking YOLO everything, so we're good, man.
Bam bam.
Can we see
All right,
the?
guys, have a good night.
See you later, man. Can we see the view from the second MiG? From the number 2? I think that one will be more
You're so
entertaining.
demanding, Krause.
I know. So this is his view, dude. He sees a fucking Viper coming into his 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, this is amazing to watch from my ingress.
Yeah.
Wrong place,
Oh, he just turns around. He just turns around. He's like, nope.
He's spinning out.
He wants none of that.
All right. Oh shit.
Yeah, so they were calling out MiG-23s.
Chin, are you Winchester at this point?
Nope, we set up a grinder and I was at the edge of the SA-10. So, yeah, it was planned, but didn't went as we planned it. Because Chris had some issues. I don't know why he couldn't fire.
See, I'm hesitant to say it, but I think here, like, BTR would have been fine. Like, right, Chin has 23s trailing him. We're pretty sure there's no friendlies in the area. Chris, were you getting 23 spikes here?
He's not here anymore.
Oh, damn.
I think it was spiked. I saw the missile launch on him. This one, yeah. And then this one hit him. I think it's the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing to point out, if you're not going to shoot, don't drive right at the target. Try to offset to the side.
He couldn't lock him for some reason. I had no idea why. So I killed the first one. I still had one slammer left, if I'm not mistaken. And the second MiG killed me. Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh!
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
I had no idea that happened.
How?
This thing was amazing.
Can you look at the angle of attack on that?
Would like
Slicked her in.
1 sec, can we see this from the secret?
What the?
It's gonna do like
Trying to be a
180.
sidewinder.
Oop.
So it synced the first one. It changed the first one, maybe. I don't know. I had no idea.
It's trying to be a sidewinder.
So this one ejected. So I probably had one sidewinder left, and that was the first MiG.
Yeah, then
Then
my
I
flight
tried
gets
to use
even.
guns on that one because at that point I was totally empty, and I was spiked by SA-10 maybe, if I'm mistaken.
So Viper was watching this happen, and I kept thinking about going in. You'll die somehow, right?
I died from friendly fire.
Yeah, because I saw that the MiG was by himself, so then we attacked. Oh, you're getting an air brake.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. From air brake.
Fuck.
Ooh,
So I had a warning. I was all in on that MiG.
Yeah, you were busy. There's not much you could have done there.
Yeah.
And then, fuck.
That's why we don't shoot into furballs.
Yeah.
Oh, now he's gonna try to kill Chimpak.
Because even if airbrake, airbrake even had the 23 locked up. It wasn't a bad lock. It was just, you can't shoot a AMRAAM into a fight that's that tight.
Hex, you want to tell him what you texted me?
Yeah, I told him, I said, it's no PVR stuff. They're merged, be careful. And he says, yeah, I know, and then I didn't tell him not to use an AMRAAM though.
Fox 3.
It's hard to see against the ground. So
we knew they were merged though. I mean,
yeah, okay.
We could see the MiG-23 flaring, and that means he's.
So now, for what I think was the last fun part of the mission, we're headed home.
Actually, can you go back just a little bit? Just this is a very minor point I want to make. Is we brought 5 AMRAAMs and 1 Sidewinder, and the reason that was a mistake is because once Tom gets killed, I think I would have had a good winder shot on this 23, but it was out of parameters for a 120.
Yeah, in this theater, I would definitely bring a more winder heavy mix.
And one thing about the AIM-7 is that it will not. Like both the AIM-9 and the AIM-120 will guide on their own. The AIM-7 won't. So you can, just a consideration, if you bring AIM-7s, you can. It's actually not bad in a close engagement within a mile.
AIM-7s are just so useless.
And,
not within a mile. They're gonna hit if they're that close.
Yeah, rear aspect shots are pretty reliable.
Assuming you're, in decent parameters, like you've got lead and everything. Like,
so we're on the way home. Domestic's a bit behind us. I think he catches up.
yeah, I was going slow to let Domestos catch up because I knew he was a ways off. This is just dumb on my point.
But the big dum-dum was just like this gradual climb here. Like if we had the gas, we should have just done a max perf climb. So like,
I just kind of lost SAS to where we were.
Because I actually was seeing Shilka pings on my RWR. So this is where the video I posted is from. Like I'm just flying fingertip. And
well, so that's the other thing. You should never be flying fingertip. Like 1 to 2 miles.
Yeah.
Like we like to fly close because it's fun, but if we're I mean, like if we were flying in a proper combat formation, we would only I would have died probably.
Fair. So I split low, but not aggressively enough. I don't see the second launch because I had seen the vehicles over here, so I brake left, and I didn't see that the missile had come from the left.
This is like their main staging area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I should have buried it even faster than I am. What am I going? 20 degrees downhill? Yeah, should be way more aggressive. And yeah, I don't see this 9 launch on my ass. So that gets me.
Ooh.
And then.
Oh, Dios.
Why is it like such like a casual stick from everyone right now? Aren't everyone knows they're blowing up?
Right. So here I said once hit the deck.
Okay.
So yeah, at that point it would be a good idea for everyone to start.
Should be like a 10
aggressively, get as low as you possibly can.
Should be like a 10G post hole, and then like jettison your shit and like this is such like a casual turn.
Yeah, like do not stay at Angels 5 when lead in 3 just got murdered.
This is like I'm coming in for a landing. I'm gonna land on the Zeus.
And then I think they're just too busy murdering the other 3 of us that. And yeah.
No, Domestos actually like masks from it. He's like.
He's British, man. It's built into his blood. NOE flying is built into British blood.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so you egress nice and low.
Does he get out of there? Oh, there's an S8.
Yep.
Oh.
Because he's British.
Nice. So, can you give me control for a second?
Sure. Hey.
Sorry.
Control to SPQR.
It's not working.
Rip.
What you want?
All right.
There we go.
I want to see what happened to you, Cross, on the landing.
Well, we can look at it, but I don't know what there is to look at.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go over. I just want to see if we want to look at anything here. So we already went over the pop-ups.
I really want to see the pop-ups. We didn't really see like.
Okay.
Can you do it from like the point of view of
So I'm gonna
focus it on the AAA or something like that.
Yep. So I think
kind of watch everyone's arc.
So I think the IP is roughly here-ish.
Yeah.
And the plan was, or maybe it's here. And the plan was I was going to offset this way and then attack from the right. And then Fritz and Moody were going to offset the same direction but closer. So I think that goes pretty well according to plan. There was some confusion because I think 3 thought that the deed was me or something aborting, but so I'm offsetting now.
Yeah, I got a little tumbleweed because I thought Cobra 1-3 was 3, so I tried to follow him in, and then I saw him pull off.
See that jet breaking across your nose there? That was you.
No, that's
me.
So
it just made me a little slow. That's really all that happened.
So I'm exactly where I should be right now. I start to do the pull. And I briefed 3 to 3,500 feet. I leveled off at about 3,500. Have tally. Meanwhile, Fritz is popping up from here, offset by about 5 or 6 degrees from the target, which is good. I see this fire.
Watch this from like the AAA perspective or something.
Sure.
That'd be fun.
So I see this fire, coming in, and I bank into.
Yeah, I'm taking it over. Sorry, I want to watch this.
I bank into the AAA as it's shooting at me. I was afraid of this, like the AAA shit, but I think there's no way to make this attack tighter. I was only on final for like 4 seconds. And then I'm off now. See the AAA. I'm banking into it to try to fucking overshoot it. Fritz comes in, and then Moody comes in after him. So this is good. AAA is clearly confused. They don't know what the fuck's going on right now. They don't know who to shoot at. he started shooting late. Like, he started shooting late after you're already off, so that's good.
I think they do model like the barrels having to move onto target and stuff.
Well, yeah, this is completely ineffective shit. Like the last AAA burst, there's no chance of that hitting him.
Yeah.
It's way off.
Yeah, I probably should have just come in more aggressively on the AAA, but I got one of the clusters dead. Yeah. But there was still like a lot of it left. ZU-23s and stuff. Anyway, sorry, I'll give it back to you. That's Chris.
Oh,
give me control.
Yeah, give it to Chris.
Okay, sorry, Chris.
It's really cool that versus the smart weapons, because I think it's too easy to get caught up in smart weapons sometimes. So it's nice to actually point the jet at the things.
Put the thing on the thing.
I don't see any flares.
That's smart weapons.
I'm starting to see some flares. I saw 2 flares. I would have dumped a little more flares, but other than that, that's good. Okay, so like
dropping flares in that.
On my egress, where the fuck am I? I'm right here. So we're trying to rejoin at the cap, which is like right here. And we rejoin here, see the MiG, and intervene in there, kill that MiG-23.
Yeah, you should see what we were doing at that point, because we were about to commit on the same one, but luckily we held our fire. I didn't know exactly where you were. Yeah.
And then we do like a crazy aggressive sort of like max afterburner.
Which is exactly the right thing to do.
Well, except that there's SA-15s and SA-10s everywhere, so that was my thinking on why we didn't do that.
I didn't want to climb anywhere by these roads.
Yeah.
So my goal was like, all right, if I can, the bullseye is like right here, which is actually a good spot for the climb. So I just like, all right, wilderness, cool, and then did the climb right there. And then we got home and everything was fine. There's a little bit of like pattern chaos.